Hi, I'm Tyler Rager, Director of ECC's Center for the Enhancement of Teaching and Learning. For faculty teaching online synchronous sessions, a helpful feature has been to use the breakout rooms within a platform like Zoom. Within using breakout rooms, a really helpful consideration is to give students particular deliverables or sets of instructions to be working on in that breakout room. Often it's helpful to have clearly written instructions and something for them to input their answers to or input the work they're doing in those breakout rooms. The benefits of doing so is that it gives students more clear movement motivation towards what they should be doing in that breakout room, and gives them a clear deliverable to work on that you as a full class can discuss afterwards. A helpful approach to that is to create a Google Doc that students can be working in all as one class. So in this video, I'm going to share how to do that, so how to create a Google Doc for students to be working in within their breakout rooms, and a couple of different variables to consider as you do so. The first thing you'll want to do is, from google.com, work to create a Google Doc. So I'm going to choose the Google Doc application, and it's going to ask me here to sign in. As faculty, we all have access to Gmail and to Google Docs through our student.elgin.edu account. So I'm going to go ahead and log in. So within this Google Doc here, if you've never used Google Docs before, it looks very similar to a lot of other word processors. The first thing I'm going to do is just title my document. I'm going to title this one based off today's date. And for this one, let's say I'm teaching a class in literature and we're having a discussion on Mary Shelley's Frankenstein. So what I want to do in my Google Doc is to provide some instructions and any kind of questions I'd want students to be working on. So I created these earlier for the sake of time. But see what I've done here is I've written some instructions. Here's what students should be doing within their groups. I've given them the questions I'm asking them to work on, and some space to be able to type in answers to these questions within their group. Now, if I'm working with, let's say, 5 or 6 different breakout groups in my class, if I'm going to give them the same set of questions each, I can simply copy and paste going down here and change the name of the group each time, or I can give them kind of different questions each group if I want to. A couple of things to make it easier for students to be able to navigate within the Google Doc and to work. One is to put each group on their own page within the Google Doc. Now, one way I could do this is to simply hit enter several times until I get to a new page. The challenge of doing that, though, is that the folks in Breakout Group 1, as they're sort of typing in their answer, the more lines they take, it's going to move Breakout Group 2, and it's going to create a bit of a jumble and confusion. If all students are typing the same document at once, it's going to be shifting around back and forth with each student who types. A way to get around that, and to make things a lot cleaner for students, is to, between each group, we're going to insert a page break. So I'm going to go up here to Insert, down to Break, and hit Page Break there. So now Group 1 has their own page in the Google document, Group 2 has their own page, and so forth if I want to keep separating things into different groups. Within Zoom, the breakout groups tell each group, hey, you're Breakout Group 1, Breakout Group 2. So students should know once they join those breakout groups. I'd encourage you to prompt that a little bit too, that, hey, Breakout Group 1, look for your page as soon as you get into that breakout group, and go from there. For sharing this document with students, so that they can all be working this together in a synchronous session, I'm going to go up here to the top right where it reads Share. And there's a couple things I need to do here to make sure that all students can access this and edit it. So right now where it says Get Link, it reads Restricted, only people added can open with this link. So the current setting, I have to add all of my students individually here, which is going to create a bit of a time and pain on my part. So instead, I want to change the link. With that, I can choose that anyone in ECC has access to this document. That means that when I send that link to my students, they're going to have to use their student.elgin.edu email to log in to be able to edit and look at this document. A benefit is that while they're editing this document, then it'll show me who's editing what, who's writing what based off students' names. A challenge, though, is that it's going to require students to sign in one more time to access this document. If I want to make it as easy as possible for my students, I can simply change that from ECC to anyone with this link. Now, that doesn't mean people on the internet are going to be finding this and typing things in. They still have to have the link that you send them, but a beneficial thing there is that students don't have to actually log in again to edit things. So now anyone with the link can view. Note where it says can view. We want students to be able to work on this document in their breakout rooms, be able to type things in, write in their answers. So I'm going to change this from viewer to editor. So now anyone who has this link can actually edit this document. So I'm going to copy the link here. And once I've copied that link, I can post it to my D2L page where I want students to access it during the synchronous class. I can email it to students. If within Zoom I want to just post the link in the chat, I can do that as well. Be aware that once students are in those breakout rooms, though, they can't go back to that chat to get the link. So I would encourage you to have that link posted in D2L for students to be able to go from there. So I've copied the link. I've shared it with students within D2L or ahead of time through email for the class. Now within breakout groups, I can give them some instructions. Here's the piece to be working on within your group. And we can, once students come out of their groups, we can look at this all together as a class via the Zoom share screen or Google Meet share screen, discuss their answers, and go from there. I've recorded this video using Screencast-O-Matic for free. Hopefully this is helpful. If you have questions, absolutely feel free to let me know.